Hey guys, it's Emma. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, let's talk about how to ace A/B testing interview questions for data scientists. As we know, A/B testing is one of the core competencies of a data scientist, especially a product data scientist. And A/B testing interview questions often appear in the interview process to evaluate if a candidate has enough knowledge and experience on A/B testing. Some data scientists have this kind of concern. How can I ace A/B testing interview questions given that I don't have any real experience on A/B testing? If you have similar questions, then this video is for you. We are going to look at the top A/B testing interview questions, which are the questions that appear in interviews again and again. And also, I'm going to offer you a tip to answer the top A/B testing interview question. Now, before we get started, I want to show you this cheat sheet I have created for you guys. This cheat sheet summarizes common asked A/B testing interview questions and answers. It can be helpful for you to review this cheat sheet before your interview. So if you think this cheat sheet might be helpful for you, you can use the link in the video description to grab this PDF. Alright guys, let's go back to our video. Now let's start with understanding some challenges you guys might be faced with. Because many people like to speak from experience, if you don't have real experience on A/B testing, you might be thinking, how can I talk about something I have never done to convince the hiring manager that I have experience and knowledge about it? If you know you are going to get A/B testing questions in the interview, you might be defeated before the interview. Automatically right away, you feel you cannot land the job and you cannot do the job. And that will impact your performance in the interview. Understandably, it's hard for you to show up confidently in the interview, and you might feel negative about the interview experience. Another challenge that I hear many data scientists talking about is, even if I want to acquire the knowledge on A/B testing, I don't know the best way to do it. What would be the best way for me to acquire A/B testing knowledge given that I don't have any experience? Would watching videos or reading books be enough to gain the knowledge? If any of what I mentioned resonates with you, I want to share with you this good news. You don't need to have real experience to ace A/B testing interview questions. You can acquire the knowledge by watching videos, reading books, blog posts, etc. And I actually have a few YouTube videos on A/B testing. In my A/B testing playlist, you can see I have talked about topics such as choosing randomization units, metric selection, sample size estimation, common A/B testing mistakes, and A/B testing real-life example. So this playlist will be helpful for you to build up the foundation on A/B testing. More importantly, you enhance your learning by practicing how to present your approach to solve A/B testing interview questions. Ideally, you get some practice by doing mock interviews so that you can get some feedback and know where and how to improve. In this video, we are going to look at some A/B testing questions that come up over and over again in interviews, and I'm going to offer you a strategy to approach the top one A/B testing interview question. Now, you might be wondering, Emma, how do you know which questions are common? Well, I have used this data-driven method that I have shared in one of my YouTube videos. In this video, Data Science Interview 2023, How to Prepare When Time is Tight, I have shared the exact method I have used and I teach my clients in my coaching program. Using this method, many data scientists were able to land data scientist positions or senior data scientist positions with tech companies without any prior knowledge on A/B testing. So if you haven't watched this video yet, I recommend you to check out this video first and then come back to this video so that you have more context on the data-driven method for interview preparation. Now let's dive in. Here's a diagram showing the distribution of top A/B testing interview questions. I created this diagram after analyzing over 350 interview questions from 46 companies. Let's look at top 5 A/B testing interview questions. The design question is a top A/B testing interview question. It accounts for over 30% of interview questions. It means one of the 3 questions is the design question. So what is a design question? The design question is a broad question. It asks you to design a test to evaluate the effectiveness of a new feature or the success of a new product, etc. For example, how do you design a test to evaluate the effectiveness of a referral program? Next up is sample size and test duration. This type of question is straightforward. It asks you to calculate the sample size and the duration of the test. The third common question is causal inference. Causal inference questions can also appear in the interview because it's a method that can be considered when A/B testing is not feasible. This type of question is more common when you interview with a company that employs a two-sided marketplace or three-sided marketplace business model, such as Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash. The next type of question is multiple testing. Multiple testing problems occur frequently in reality. It occurs when we run multiple tests in parallel or when we test multiple metrics in one A/B test. Another A/B testing interview question is launch decision. What does this mean? It means that once we finish running the test and we have gathered the data, we need to make the launch decision to determine if we want to launch this feature or the product or not. One example could be based on the data from this test, what is your suggestion to launch this feature or not? Now you know the top 5 A/B testing interview questions, and in this video, we are going to focus on the top A/B testing question, and that is a design question. As you can tell from the diagram I showed you earlier, it is by large the most important A/B testing interview question. I will make follow-up videos to cover other topics, so stay tuned for future videos. And let's dive into the most common A/B testing interview question, the design question. As we talked about earlier, the design question accounts for over 30% of A/B testing interview questions. That's 1 out of 3. So it's a pretty big percentage, right? A typical format of this type of question is a company is considering designing a new feature or changing something in the product. How do you design a test to evaluate the effectiveness of this change? The goal is to make sure this change is beneficial for the users or the business. For example, Uber is considering launching a new referral program to get new riders. How do you design a test to evaluate the effectiveness of this program? Another example could be TikTok is thinking about launching this new repost feature that allows users to amplify their videos by sending those videos to their followers. How do you design a test to evaluate the effectiveness of this new feature? This sounds to be a very broad question, is it? Designing a test involves multiple steps, such as selecting the right metric, choosing the right randomization unit, calculating the sample size and test duration, determining the minimum detectable effect, etc. So how do you handle this type of broad question? Now, before we dive into the strategy to handle this type of question, if you need refreshers on different components that involves in designing a test, I have this playlist that covers different topics such as choosing randomization units, metric selection, sample size estimation, and common mistakes in A/B testing. So feel free to watch those videos to refresh your memory on how to design a test. Now, going back to our question on how to design a test to test a new change, my tip for you is to provide a summary before you dive into the details of designing the test. What do I mean by that? Well, my suggestion is you can provide a summary at the beginning before getting into the details. You can say something like, designing an A/B test involves multiple steps, such as choosing the right metrics, selecting the right randomization unit, calculating the sample size and test duration, as well as determining the minimum detectable effect. So which component would you like me to dive into? So the idea is that you provide a high-level summary about different components that are involved in designing a test before talking about the details of each component. So why do I recommend this approach? There are 2 main benefits using this method. The first benefit is that it provides a structure for your answer. By mentioning different components or different steps involved in designing a test, you let the interviewer know that you have the knowledge on designing a test. It not only showcases you have the knowledge, but also indicates you have the confidence dive into any component. Another benefit is that it allows the interviewer to choose which component they want to hear about. They may be interested in choosing the right metric or determining the right randomization unit, calculating the sample size, etc. When you provide option for them, they can choose which part to dive into. It will be easier for them to get a strong signal about your qualification, especially when the time is limited. Essentially, you're making their job easier by providing this summary and the option at the beginning of your answer. Now let's do a quick recap. We have talked about acing A/B testing interview questions does not require you to have real work experience on A/B testing, but it's important to know what to expect in interviews. We have covered the top A/B testing interview questions and a strategy to approach the most common A/B testing interview question. Using that simple tip can largely improve how you handle the experiment design question and convince the hiring manager that you have the knowledge that is needed to be a strong hire. Again, if you want this A/B testing cheat sheet, you can grab the PDF using the link in the video description. It can be helpful to review the common asked interview questions and answers before the interview. Alright guys, if you want to see more content like this on A/B testing, or more generally, tips and strategies on data science interviews and landing your dream data science job, make sure to subscribe. I will see you soon. Bye guys.